What's the deal, man? It's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I'm back home just chilling. You know what I mean? I'm just chilling here, watching the Mets lose. You know what I mean? I think it's the bottom of the fifth. They're playing City Field. And, they're only down 2-0. You know what I mean? So there's still enough time for the Mets to come back. And fuck AEW Dynamite. I'm not watching that shit. Fuck that. And I also see the Liberty is playing too. They're in Minnesota. You know what I mean? Right now it's from what I'm seeing, it's 69-71. Right now it's 9:55. It's 69-71. Liberty has 69 and Minnesota has 71. You know what I mean? I hope to God the Liberty lose this fucking game. I fucking hate the Liberty. I cannot stand that fucking team. I can't, yo. I honestly can't. Fuck the Liberty. So I wanted to make this video, because this is a topic that I had, planned to discuss, in the pipeline, So the beautiful thing about developmental is not only the people that come out of developmental, but the class of developmental. The class. And when I mean class, I mean, the amount of people that come up in that class that become stars. Right? And, OVW in 2001, they brought out, I believe, 4 of the greatest superstars in pro wrestling during that era. You know what I mean? And a bunch more, too. A bunch more. Remember the Big Four. Remember the Big Four in WWE. From OVW. I mean, we're talking about Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Batista, and John Cena. But John Cena was not considered, one of the top guys coming out there. But he still was a person who was there, right? And so, remember, it was Ron Waterman. Ron Waterman was also supposed to be in that class. Also, Rico. Remember Rico, too. Rico, Shelton Benjamin. There was a bunch. There was a whole bunch in OVW that I thought was fucking great. Almost that entire class had nothing but star power there. It was fucking great. And then also, remember, you also had FCW later on started developing people, but it wasn't okay. So with FCW, FCW was more. It was more of, how can I say this? They were taking a lot of Ring of Honor talent too. Because with FCW, oh yeah, don't forget CM Punk in OVW. They were taking a lot of a lot of Ring of Honor people and putting them in there to develop them. Bryan Danielson was one. I think Cesaro was another. And of course, Jon Moxley. And the Shield was from, oh yeah, don't forget Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. FCW was, if I'm not mistaken, no, FCW was not a WWE owned developmental. No. FCW was FCW was, a developmental, brand that was, I think, owned by Steve Keirn. And, WWE had there was a lot of push and say and control from WWE with FCW, right? I mean, like I said, you had a lot of stars, but of course, when you think of FCW, you really think of the big major 3, which was, and don't forget Sheamus. Sheamus was a guy who was down in FCW for a while, but when I think of FCW, I think of the big 3. The big 3, Roman Reigns, Jon Moxley, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. And, you know, it's amazing that you have a pack of people who you know are going to be stars in the industry. You know, and with that being said, you know, do you think we will ever see another pack like that? I mean, because now this times has changed. You know, pro wrestling has changed dramatically in terms of talent. You know, and I think, you know, NXT, Black and Gold, Triple H's vision was clearly, you know, not to only have developmental, but also to bring in these indie guys, you know, who you can develop as well. You know, so you get the best of both worlds. You know, they both work hand in hand, you know, beside each other. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the question is, will we ever see like a pack of trios like that ever again? And, you know, we could have had that with, you know, with Kevin Owens. Remember when Triple H brought Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, you know, Sami Zayn, and Pac. And no. I'm sorry. It was Finn Balor, Hideo Itami, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens, right? So Kenta, aka, you know, Hideo Itami, you remember he was injury prone. You know, he was clearly injury prone, and, you know, he was a bad signing for WWE. I think if there was one signing that WWE would take back, I think that would be the one. You know, but, you know, you have a bunch of people who are there and who came out of NXT, who they not only developed, but also they made into stars. And yes, you know, they both do rub off each other. Oh yeah, how the fuck do I forget Bray Wyatt from FCW? You know, they do rub off each other. Actually, now thinking about it, that's also another big three. Sorta. You know, not really, because see, with Bray Wyatt was destined to be that guy. He was that star. Without a shadow of a doubt, he was that star. And of course, you know, Luke Harper was also another one too. You know, Luke Harper was actually an indie darling, you know, coming in. Remember, Luke Harper was in Ring of Honor, you know, Brody Lee. And Eric Rowan was a developmental guy who was there. But now as I'm thinking about it, right, you know, developmental has changed drastically. You know, and the way how Triple H made it out to be, it has to be like that. Because look at all the NXT guys who they built from the ground up during the Black and Gold era. You know, fucking FTR, American Alpha. You know, American Alpha. Fucking who else? There was plenty. Oh my fucking god. Yo, the Mets lost this game. You know what I'm saying? if the Dodgers is up 4-0, fuck! You know what I'm saying? I'm just fucking angry right now. But, you know, look at the people who they developed during that time. Let me see. Who else? Who else? You know, Enzo and Cass. You know, Carmella. You know, Baron Corbin. You know, there were definitely a lot. Ty Dillinger, a.k.a. Sean Spears. You know, so it did work, of course. A lot of them came out fucking, you know, the beautiful Sasha Banks. You know, oh yeah, let me go back and say, as I'm thinking more names from SCW, how the fuck do I forget Naomi? How the fuck do I forget my favorite female wrestler, Naomi? Like, come on. But developmental has changed. But the thing is, will we ever see a trio that you know is going to be stars? And that is the question. You know, you never know. You never know. It's very spotty. It's kind of like, you know, when the Mets had, you know, Generation K. You know, I'm showing my age, but y'all know what I mean by Generation K. I think it was Jason Isringhausen, Pulsifer, and there was somebody else. I can't fucking think. Mike Pelfrey. I gotta think. But no, it wasn't Mike Pelfrey. It was three people. There was another pitcher. I just can't fucking put my finger in it. But Yeah, I mean, look, it is possible. It is possible that we get, a pack of people that is going to be stars, But actually, wait a minute, you are fucking seeing it. When I think about it, I think of, but then again, it's kind of double. Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker. Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could say, you got the double. You got the double, but will we ever see a time when, where you have like a pack of stars, a pack of wrestlers that is going to be stars coming up from developmental? Yeah, I do believe so. Because I think with NXT now, they can do that. You know what I mean? Like Trick Williams, let me see, Trick Williams. We're talking about people coming straight from developmental. Trick Williams, fucking, Obafemi, let me see, who else? Tony D'Angelo. I do believe that we will eventually see a pack of wrestlers like that, that will become stars. And that's the beautiful thing about developmental. And then also the other part about it too is you got the indie people helping out. You know what I mean? So let me know what y'all think, and I will be out. You know what I mean? This video is actually going to go up about 11:30. You know what I mean? Because I'm fucking pissed about the Mets. I'm gonna fuck the Mets. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. Peace.